Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, apparently we have some issues here because the Democrats, of course, are going unhinged. These Democrats think that you just say whatever they want and get away with it. Well, unfortunately for them, Trump is holding everybody accountable, and as they should, because considering the fact that these people are unhinged and need help. So again, what we have here is James Comey is said something very and crazy about Trump. Says former FBI Director James Comey's bizarre excuse for post calling to assassinate the president. Says a former FBI Director James Comey offered a bizarre excuse after authorities confirmed he was under investigation for implying President Donald Trump should be assassinated. Comey posted and then swiftly deleted a cryptic picture on his Instagram page Thursday, which featured an assortment of shells arranged to spell out 8647. The post immediately sparked mass outrage among Republicans and MAGA loyalists, prompting an investigation for the FBI and Secret Service. Moments after Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem confirmed that he would be investigated, Comey issued a statement saying he was unaware of the implications of his post. I posted a picture of some shells I saw today on a beach walk, which I assumed were a political message, he wrote. He said, I didn't realize some folks associate those numbers with violence. It never occurred to me, but I oppose violence of any kind, so I took the post down. But his poetry sank like a lead balloon on Thursday evening as officials rallied against the suggestion that he didn't understand the message. So this is what we says here, 8647. Now, obviously, people, if we read 86, I know a lot of the things we have here with 86, and if I in the restaurant business, I have never really been in it, but I have people that were in the 80s restaurant business, and I've heard the term used quite a bit. And essentially, the term is used to get rid of something, right? Or to what have you, right? That's what it usually means to get away, throw it away, etc. In this case, you could very easily take this context or without actual legitimate context and say, get rid of something. Well, how do you get rid of something? That means you could be planning the assassination or whatever. There's a lot of context clues or a lot of things that you could say that could mean, to get rid of somebody. And obviously, you don't know which thing that you meant. So if you meant to, fire him or whatever or what have you, okay. But how is the FBI or any Secret Service supposed to know exactly what you mean here? And obviously, 8647 is 47 is Donald Trump. So yeah. Says here, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said that that is a ridiculous and insane statement to make, coming from a guy who is a former director of the FBI. For Comey to think that we, the American people, that he, as a former FBI director, former prosecutor, would believe his lie that he didn't know that what this was calling for, the dangerousness of this cannot be understated. Others agreed with Gabbard, arguing the messaging of 8647 has been widely understood in political circles since Trump returned to office. The phrase has also featured on signs and posters at protests around the nation. Critics said Comey's denial also does not make sense, given he admitted that he knew it was a politically charged message. Exactly. If Put it this way, if me, a person that does not work in the restaurant business, that doesn't do any of that type of stuff, knows what 86 means, I probably know it mostly from Gordon Ramsay because, I like watching his stuff. I like to cook. So knowing the reference is not too difficult for me, but I know what it means. And knowing what it means there's no way a politician does not know what 86 means. So it's insane to me that this guy is trying to feign ignorance or feign stupid and say like, oh, I don't know what it means. Like, you guys are dumb. You guys are all dumb. You know exactly what it means. You know what you're trying to mention here, and you're trying to feign ignorance and try to rally people against this when, in fact, you know exactly what the full context of the story means. It says others have also questioned whether there's any truth to his argument that he simply stumbled upon the shells already in that formation on the beach and chose to take a snap without fully understanding what it meant. Yeah, that is a bunch of BS, by the way. The fact that you would find randomly a bunch of shells saying 8647 just randomly there, and you take the picture is wild to me. That makes no sense whatsoever. Gabbard argued that Comey's status as a former figure of authority meant his message put Trump at further risk and could have been interpreted as a call to arms. I'm very concerned for the president's life, and James Comey, in my view, should be held accountable and put behind bars for this. I agree. We need to hold people accountable, all right? I understand we have freedom of speech here, but to say we didn't have this here when we had 86-46, right? Nobody that I know was using 86-46 for Biden. Why is it all of a sudden people are using 86-47 and it should be completely okay? No, that's completely asinine in every regard. And I would never say that people should use 86-46 for Biden, despite me not liking him. I would not actually say that. That's just insane. Gabbard argued that a man in Georgia issued a threat against her life earlier this year, and that today he's in jail, as he should be. Whatever his Comey's intent, he and people like him need to be held account according to the law. So yeah, he's in trouble here, and rightfully so. We have this here. It says the DOJ is set to announce charges against Democrat Representative LaMonica McKelver as early as today for assaulting law enforcement at a New Jersey ICE facility, according to New Jersey Globe. So yeah. Again, why are so many Democrats going out and attacking ICE facilities and going after ICE facilities, et cetera, et cetera? It really is quite annoying that you're seeing this constantly happen. I mean, what are we doing here? And we have this here that says, Brady Johnson, President Trump goes scorched earth on James Comey for that threat. He says he knew exactly what 86-47 meant. So you're the FBI director. You know that it meant assassination. He wasn't very competent, but he's competent enough to know what it meant. So we have this here.
He knew exactly what that meant. A child knows what that meant. If you're the FBI director and you don't know what that meant assassination. And it says it loud and clear. Now, he wasn't very competent, but he was competent enough to know what that meant. And he did it for a reason, and he was hit so hard. Because people like me, and they like what's happening with our country. Our country has become respected again, and all this. And he's calling for the assassination of the president.
Obviously, he apologized and said he doesn't.
Well, he
wasn't
apologized because he was
violence.
hit.
But
look, he's a very bad.
What do you want to see happen? What do you want to see happen?
I don't want to take a position on it because that's going to be up to Pam and all of the great people. But I will say this: I think it's a terrible thing, and when you add his history to that. If he had a clean history, he doesn't. He's a dirty cop. He's a dirty cop. And if he had a clean history, I could understand if there was a leniency. But I'm going to let them make that decision.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like a criminal says, oh, I'm going to 86-47, and the guy who has a history of murdering people or what have you, obviously we're going to have issues here, right? Obviously, we're going to have problems with this situation with a murderer saying 86-47. Well, if a guy has a history of being bad, then obviously we're not going to say 86-47. I mean, obviously that's a problem here. And then we have this here. Oh, and this guy says 86-46. I already mentioned what I was saying when people were saying this, and I thought it was stupid. I don't think it was good then. I don't think it's that now. So other than that, goodbye with that. I'm not going to be messing with that type of stupidity. I am not going to say 86-46 and with this context. And so, again, it says, breaking Associate Deputy AG Ed Martin drops major January 6 pipe bomb news. Biden covered it up. He's seen the footage, and new evidence suspects are revealed. Biden sat on the case for 4 years. We put eyes on it. We've got suspects and data all coming out for prosecutions. This prosecution team is all white women led by Comey's daughter. So we have this here.
The Southern District of New York obviously was such a problem. James Dennehy got fired. He threw himself a damn parade, Ed. I couldn't believe it. This is where Maureen Comey works. It'd be great to see her reassigned to Guam. I mean, yeah, great, fine, fantastic, and enjoy Guam, prosecuting, I don't know, beach case, building a hut on the beach cases. But it just makes no sense to me. And the Epstein thing has been such a thorn in the paw, right? And the destruction of evidence. The way that James Comey so willingly destroyed criminal evidence last night and then lied to the American public about it was just perfect for me, Ed. It was like, wow, this is how the guy operates. And maybe this is why there's no Epstein evidence left, right? Or maybe this is why it's so hard for Pam Bondi or a Trump administration to get information about a January 6th bomber, the pipe bomber, It's like,
yeah, so again, if this guy's destroying evidence, right, of the Epstein case, what's good with this guy exactly? Like, what are we doing here? Like, this is insane, right? And we have this here from Christy Nome saying, disgraced former FBI Director James Comey just called for the assassination of POTUS Trump. DHS and Secret Service is investigating this threat and will respond appropriately. And of course, you have here from Ed Krassentine over here, stupid ass as hell, says, so now you're going after Americans for voicing free speech and calling for Trump's removal from office. As I said before, when you type in 8647, 86 means the removal of something or to get rid of it. Normally, in a lot of circumstances, if I say 86, it means to get rid of something in some regard. If I said 86, one of my family members, there should be kind of a red flag of me saying that, right? Like, I should be investigated, or at least, somebody should report me to the cops saying, oh, I'm going to 86 a family member, because there's context behind that. Like, it means, what do you mean by that? So obviously, people are going to report to the police and going to investigate, or what do you mean actually by this? And it's going to claim the same thing here. You can't just be getting away with this type of BS. So it's James Comey under investigation for posting 8647 on Instagram. Trump calls post a terrible thing. Yeah, so again, we have FBI Director James Comey has provoked an outcry from the Trump administration after he briefly posted a photo to Instagram that federal officials alleged as was a call for violence against President Trump, a claim Comey pushed back on. So yeah, it isn't good. These things here, obviously 86 means to reject or remove, or it could be said to get rid of something. So I don't care what people have to say about this. It's insanity here. This is what we're going on. This is what the Democrats are doing. Democrats are going completely unhinged, and they're putting this on a full display. All right, guys, that's it for the video. Let's go share. As always, take care, my friends.